Man, lot to talk about tonight. Woo! What a pay-per-view, folks. What a pay-per-view. Just finished watching Slammiversary. Lot to talk about. July 18th, 2020. We got a lot of things to say. A lot of debuts, a lot of returns, a lot of interesting developments, even under the past 24 hours leading up to Slammiversary tonight, folks. And there's a lot to say about this pay-per-view because, honestly, I thought it was a lot of trouble kind of going into this. Not that the entire build was bad, but there was a couple things that kind of had me worried and see how they were going to work this out. But I think this was really good tonight. I think they put on a very good show tonight. And a lot of great matches to involve also with that too. We got a couple surprises here and there. Some things I really did like, and there's a couple things I didn't like. One thing to kick off the show immediately with the same teaser they have been playing for the past month or two now with the news report and whatnot. They did report that, well, I guess it's all reported now that everybody knows since last night that the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, have signed with Impact Wrestling. They are now there. If you're living under a rock, like I said, this was found out last night. They had a video to it saying where they were going to be. And yes, the Good Brothers are in Impact, folks. I'm not going to go into their interview right now. If you want to go look that up, it's a very interesting thing to listen to if you want to go listen to them, Barry, Paul Heyman. But save that for another time. No, I'm just saying that right now they are in Impact Wrestling, folks. So that is the first two people that were there. But as the reporter also said, they are not alone. There's still going to be a mystery opponent, a former world champion, and a lot of people on this show tonight. But we do kick it off with Josh Matthews and Don Callis, who is back on commentary. We have not seen Don Callis in commentary in a very long time. I think even when this whole pandemic started, I don't think he hasn't been on commentary. It was just Josh Matthews on his own until they put, Madison Rayne out there with him then. But yes, with this show being live though tonight, we did kick it off with the Rascals, which this match was announced at the last minute. I believe it was announced today. They were going to be going against a mystery tag team. And who was that mystery tag team, folks? The Motor City Machine Guns. Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley are back. It's kind of cool to hear their old theme song again. And this was a very good match to kick off the show, all right? Very good. I really did enjoy this. It was great. I'm glad they weren't. I guess we got a second tag team. Don Gallows and Anderson with the first tag team. We got two tag teams here. Okay, so with the Good Brothers here now, the Motor City Machine Guns. This was another good surprise, and I enjoyed it. This was good. This was real good. And I know the Machine Guns have been teaming in Ring of Honor, which I don't know how well that was going over there, but listen, it's been a while since I've seen them back in an Impact ring or just TNA ring in general, because it's just cool to hear their old theme song again. It looks like they did better here than they did in Ring of Honor recently and when they were over there, because I'm not saying they didn't suck over there or anything, but just like people just weren't really feeling them over there. And honestly, the last time I saw Alex Shelley was, back in NXT when he reformed the Time Splitters with Kushida, which that was, just for one night only and everything. So we only got that. And I throughout the years, I know the Machine Guns have been injured here and there and whatnot, but I've always enjoyed them as a tag team in general, and they've always been fun to watch. And this was just a great match between them and the Rascals, okay? Now, I know some people wonder why the Rascals taking another L right here. I'm not even mad at that. And trust me, I know the Rascals need some wins too, because I feel like they've taken some L's a couple times here and there. But seeing the Guns go over in this match, I'm not even mad at that. I don't know if they're under contract or not. I'm assuming they are, because even if I remember, Alex Shelley did. I think he said he was retired at one point from wrestling. I don't remember when, but I swear he said that at a point in time. But, he ended up coming back anyways. But listen, the Guns are always fun to watch. They never really disappoint, and they put on a great match right here at the beginning of this show between them and the Rascals. The Guns end up getting the win with the what's that double team? They call it the Dirt something. I don't remember what Josh Matthews called like the dirt fall. I just know they hit like the double enziguri, and then they did like a double Michinoku driver for the win. I forgot what it was called. Josh Matthews said, but their finish did look cool, and the Machine Guns ended up picking up the win right here. But this was a great opener to watch, and a great surprise also. So yes, Rascals and the Machine Guns, just a great match in general, okay? Enjoyed this a lot. Now, we did go... There's been a couple audio issues on this show tonight, especially when they were trying to transition to different segments. I remember when they were trying to transition to the Taya and Rosemary and Johnny Bravo part. It took them a minute to get it on the screen, it looked like, for a second, and I was getting a little confused by that. But, they did go to it and talk about them being in the gauntlet match tonight that was going to go on. Next was Moose versus Tommy Dreamer for the TNA World Championship, or the Fate TNA World Championship. I'm not really sure. Tommy Dreamer came out with a Moose Sucks Egg shirt, just like Terry Funk wore before against Dusty Rhodes, and Tommy kind of like the headband on also. And as he came out as Moose, kind of had like a big entrance with like a choir playing in the background. I forget what that whole thing is called when they play that music, but it kind of transitioned into his regular theme song as he made his entrance. Which, by the way, when he had the all white on and everything, Moose kind of had like a new version of the TNA title. It was like with the white strap to it, not the usual black strap, but it had like a white strap to it when he came out with the championship belt, and it looked pretty cool, and it actually looked clean too. Now, they did announce this as a title match. Coming into this match, I didn't really want to see in general, okay? It's Moose, it's Dreamer, and I like Moose. I think he's doing great right now. He's been doing great for a really good minute now, I will say that. I've been enjoying Moose's run lately. And listen, going into this match with Tommy Dreamer, you know who's going to win this, okay? And this felt like a match that could have just been on TV. In this old school rules match, I should say, but... this wasn't even that bad, okay? I actually enjoyed this out there. Listen, Tommy Dreamer, I see Tommy Dreamer almost like every other show half the time. And listen, Tommy always does great for the business, and he puts people over and whatnot. But I'm not going to be like my other friend, because trust me, my other friend says he's stealing money. He says it all the time about Tommy Dreamer. He's stealing money and whatnot because he's almost on every show. But like I said, this match right here, it wasn't that bad, okay? Like I said, it could have been probably on the regular show and not on pay-per-view, but I didn't mind this. Of course, weapons were going to be involved. Moose is out there calling himself a wrestling god. I don't think he's JBL, but, Dreamer hitting him with the kendo stick, them going to the outside of the ring, going to the outside. I know they did a suplex on the ramp. Moose taking down Dreamer, pretty much knocking him, pulling out like a whole bunch of chairs inside the ring, and then knocking him to altar on those chairs, then slamming him on it. And, they pretty much got some counters and whatnot, but Moose ended up hitting a Uranagi on those chairs. Even hit Dreamer with a moonsault right there for a 2 count, even trying to get the trash can involved at one point, which, Dreamer was able to get out of it and hit him with a cutter after Moose tried to do like a cross body or whatnot, but yeah, he ended up hitting the trash can himself, and like I said, Dreamer got the cutter on him, but Dreamer, like I said, he got the DDT on him, and then he got some thumbtacks, he put him in the ring. Moose ended up low blowing Tommy Dreamer, and he told Dreamer that he's an old piece of garbage, this is an ECW, and Moose is trying to push his head into those thumbtacks, but Dreamer was able to get out of it though, and stop it, but Moose ended up hitting him with a thumb to the eye. He threw Dreamer onto those thumbtacks, and as Dreamer got up, Moose hit him with the spear, and he still retained the TNA title, which then again, I expected somebody like a former TNA person to come out and, challenge Moose for that title, because, listen, Dreamer was never going to win, but how I played this out is that, okay, Moose will win the match, and somebody from TNA is going to come out and attack Moose and challenge him for that TNA title, but we didn't even get that. We just kind of moved on into the next match then. Listen, it wasn't a bad match or anything. It was actually pretty good. It wasn't that bad, but did I really need to see it on TV? Did I really need, not TV, did I really need to see it on pay-per-view? Not really. You could have just saved this for TV, okay? Because I didn't think this match needed to be on the pay-per-view in general, but I feel like they had to fit Moose on this show one way or another, so they put him against Dreamer, basically. So, this was one of those things where I didn't need to see it. It wasn't bad, and like I said, Tommy's everywhere. You gotta respect him for what he does and everything, but come on now, did this really need to be on pay-per-view? And then it was like there was nothing, like no payoff after this, or someone was gonna come in and challenge for that TNA title next, but it was okay for what it was. But they've been keeping Moose looking real strong lately with this whole holding the TNA championship, so he's been doing real good. Next, they had Gia Miller, who was outside waiting for, I guess, for that mystery person to come in. Johnny Swinger came in, had a Jaguar on him. They were expecting the Good Brothers, but he said he got that car from the rental. It was for Anderson. He thought it was for Ole, not the other Carl, not Carl Anderson, but for Ole Anderson and whatnot. And G was expecting the Good Brothers. Swinger said that he's the only good brother around here as he walked off. Then next we got the women's gauntlet match, the Knockouts gauntlet match. This is probably one of the worst matches on this show, I should say, because this was a gauntlet match. We kicked it off with Kylie Rae and Tasha Steelz to start off this match. Third person was Taya, but it was actually Johnny Bravo dressed as Taya, which immediately Kylie Rae and Tasha Steelz took this Johnny Bravo Taya out of the ring as fast as possible. Kylie wanted like a fist bump or a high five, but Tasha attacked her after. Kimberly was out there next. I guess we say the real third person maybe in this match, but she was out there. Fourth was Kiera Hogan. Came out. Her and Tasha worked together to take out both Kylie Rae and Kimberly then, pretty much teaming up and whatnot. Next was Susie or Sue Young or Susie Young. I don't know. It's just Susie, I guess. Pretty much she went after, Tasha and Kiera Hogan, pretty much take them out and everything. But Taya was able to pretty much take out Susie then right after, pretty much putting her into a Frankensteiner. Kylie Rae ended up super kicking Tasha Steelz to the outside of the ring, so she was eliminated then. Next, Katie Forbes was out. I guess I don't want to say she was a mystery opponent in this because Katie Forbes is already there, but we barely even see her wrestle in general. Of course, she's coming out with the money guns and whatnot. This is Twerk City or whatever they have it and whatnot. Forbes came in with a couple clotheslines, but next thing you know, you got Kiera Hogan and Katie Forbes twerking. Basically, we gonna throw that ass in a circle, okay? Or throw that ass in the squared circle. So, yeah, lot having a twerk off, basically. I did not mind watching that. I did not mind watching that at all. Fat asses right there, okay? Nothing wrong with that. It's so funny. My friend Gerard actually called me during the pay-per-view because I had sent them the link. He got all pissed at first, like, I'm mad at you. You think I didn't send him the link? He's mad, like, why didn't you tell me about all these women in Impact right now? Why didn't you tell me about all these fat-ass women? It's like, I'm seeing a lot of ass on TV. He basically think I was holding out on him. Like, you got all this ass on TV and you holding out on me? I guess he thought I was holding out on him. I was like, what is he calling it for or whatnot? But I guess he was very happy to see that. But yes, there was a lot of ass being thrown in the middle of that ring for a second. But as soon as that ended, Katie ended up taking down Kiera Hogan with a knee in. Next was Madison Rayne. She started taking out everybody. Tried to say hello to Susie tried to say hello to her, but Madison Rayne ended up taking her down. Next you know, Kiera and Madison started arguing with each other because, they were, kind of like friends or partners at one point. But right after that, Jessica Havoc came out, taking down everyone. Susie trying to say hi again, but she ended up taking a kick. Havoc just choke slamming people out there then during this match. But though, like I said, she started taking everybody out. But like I said, then right after that, then Taya Valkyrie was the next one in this match, which is actually the real Taya, I should say this time, not the the fake one and everything. But of course, Taya started taking out everybody in the match. Then Alicia Edwards was out there next. which I felt like she was just wearing regular clothes and not even wrestling gear in this match, but she just kind of came out regular clothes then. But, Havoc ended up throwing Alicia into Kylie Ray then. I think Nevaeh was the next person in. I guess, her and Havoc are a team. I forget what their names were in the indies, but they basically start dominating everybody at one point throughout this entire match. Rosemary, I believe this was the 13th person in there. Lucky 13, I should say. The actual Rosemary, because next thing you know, we got fake Rosemary then, which again, Johnny Bravo was dressed as Rosemary, which looked like a fake Sting or something like that. But Taya, I guess, hit the wrong Rosemary, but Taya hit the wrong Rosemary, but Rosemary was still in the match. But Havoc was eliminated then because Johnny Bravo ended up helping Rosemary and Taya to get rid of Havoc. Kylie Ray was able to take out Johnny Bravo then right after. The fake, like I said, the fake Rosemary. Kylie Ray even took out Madison Rayne right after that then. Nevaeh and Alicia Edwards ended up going outside the ring together then. I think Alicia dropped on top of Nevaeh, but somebody got tossed and they both went down then. Kiera Hogan was gone right after that then in the match because Kylie Ray kicked her off, which I felt that looked kind of odd at one point just because she fell off the steel steps and everything to the outside of the ring. But then we got to the final four then. It was Kylie Ray, Kimberly, Taya, and Rosemary. Kimberly was basically gone. First one gone out of this. Kylie Ray took her out. Rosemary pretty much had Kylie Ray in submission then, but Taya ended up eliminating Rosemary because Rosemary had a tarantula, but like I said, Taya ended up taking Rosemary out, and then it got to the final two between Taya and Kylie Ray. Kylie Ray ended up hitting Taya with a Code Red for the win, so we didn't get that much of a match right after with both of them because it was won by pinfall in the end, but Kylie Ray did win and she will get a future Knockouts title shot, okay? Listen, the match was just kind of, I don't know, it was kind of all over the place. I expect some surprise women to come in. Yeah, I kind of did in a way, but that didn't end up happening. It was just the roster in general, which the Knockouts are a very strong roster right now. Like I said, they've really been signing a lot of women lately onto the roster, and they really got some. It's really stacked when you think about it. Like I said, they got a stacked roster when it comes to the Knockouts division right now. Some real great women down there. I just probably would have expected a surprise. The only surprise you kind of somewhat got was Katie Forbes, but she's on the show already. We just barely don't see her wrestle. The Johnny Bravo stuff was kind of whatever to me. It didn't really need to be there, especially for 2 times in a row. Like the first time was a little bit funny, but then it's like, oh, he's back again. It was kind of whatever. All right, it was just kind of whatever with me. But Kylie Ray, I kind of expected her to win. I don't know why. It's just since she was like the second one out there, I just kind of expected her to win this and tie a match. I probably thought this was probably the worst match on this show, okay? In this whole Knockouts Gauntlet match. It was okay for what it was. Let me just say that. And Kylie Ray winning, like I said, I'm not really surprised by that. So I think they got the right person to win this Battle Royale. So it was okay for what it was. Let me say that. But then right after they went back to Don Callis and Josh Matthews. Next thing you know, who shows up? Heath Slater, Mr. Free Agent himself. The man's on Raw last Monday or last week? It was last Monday or last week or whatnot. And now he's on Impact now. Basically, Heath Slater, which I'm a little bit pissed off because we could not hear his promo very well. I don't know, there was a lot of audio issues going on, and we couldn't even hear Heath Slater what he really had to say. He basically said he was here. He told everybody to keep watching. It's not Heath Slater, but we're just calling him Heath now. You need to watch out for him. And then I guess he wanted to accept that open challenge from the Rascals, but the Rascals already had their match. Rohit Raju came out, basically called him an idiot and whatnot, and Heath said, "What are you going to do?" Raju tried to attack him, but Heath ended up basically in his finisher before he just headed out then right after. So it was actually cool to see Heath Slater, or just Heath in general. And I feel like we're going to be seeing this whole free agent thing all over the place, because we saw him on Raw like over a week ago. He just showed up on Slammiversary tonight. I don't know if he's officially with them in that. For all we know, Slater there could show up on AEW this Wednesday, for all I know. Or he could be showing up on some of these Ring of Honor shows. I know Ring of Honor doesn't really have a show right now. A lot has been showcased or like podcast things, but it could be that. I don't think Slater's going to be showing up in New Japan or anything. He probably would show up in the NWA, for all I know, or MLW. You don't know where Heath Slater could show up next. I knew there were rumors about him going to be showing up on Impact in general and whatnot, so I figured that was going to happen, and I think we'll get to the reason why he's in Impact right now, but I feel like we're going to be seeing more of this free agent thing, because that's the same shirt he wore on Monday a couple weeks ago and whatnot. So, yeah, I think we may be seeing Slater there show up on several different shows. I don't know why, and come on, wasn't just last night at midnight that a lot of these wrestlers that were gone or released from the WWE over a month or two ago, their 90-day compete clause is up now. It expired last night at midnight, so they're free. Like I said, everybody's basically now free to go wherever they want to go right now, so we don't know, like I said, you don't know who's going to show up or whatnot, but like I said, I enjoyed Slater. I just wish we could have heard their microphones better. That just kind of took it away from the whole from the whole point and whatnot. Just kind of took away from the moment. So I just wish the microphones were working at that time. Next X Division Championship on the line. The Willie Mack there going against Chris Bay. I enjoyed this match. This was good, real good. Mac is always great in the ring, like I said, especially for a guy his size that's that very agile out there. Always enjoyable to watch. Chris Bay is really good himself. I enjoyed this a lot. Okay, this was a very good match. I was a little bit surprised by the ending of this too. But yeah, I was surprised by the ending of this, okay? Because I didn't expect Mac to lose this title. I actually thought Mac was actually going to retain the X Division championship. I know they've been having him in this feud between Johnny Swinger and Chris Bay and in general, but I actually just thought Mac was actually going to go over. Now the finish was, Mac went for he did a Stone Cold Stunner. Chris Bay ended up dodging his 6-star frog splash and whatnot. And next thing you know, I think Chris Bay tried to go for like that crucifix pin, but Mac got out of it or something. And I think Mac, no, Chris Bay had knocked the Mac into the referee a little and everything. And I guess the referee was distracted. Chris Bay basically, I think he had like a low blow, I think it was. Was it a low blow? It was like a thumb to the eye, I believe. But I think it was a low blow, like a kick to the nuts and everything. But he did kind of cheat a little. And, Chris Bay ended up hitting Mac with the like a big springboard cutter then. And then he tried to go for the crucifix, like it's like a crucifix win. But the crucifix looked a little bit sloppy when you watch it. But like I said, Chris Bay ended up hitting his springboard famous to them for the win, or the finesse, and becoming the new X Division champion. Like I said, I like this match. This was very, very good. This was one of the one of the better matches out of the entire night, and they had some good time out there. I just didn't expect Chris Bay to actually go over. I actually thought Mac was still going to retain the championship and maybe to continue this feud a little bit more, but very interesting. Looking at the Mac's whole title run as the X Division champion since he won it from Ace, it was okay, but he was just in this feud with Chris Bay for a very, very long time now between him and Johnny Swinger. I don't know, we got to, see him go into anything else other than this feud. I do believe it will be a rematch with both of these two. I do believe that, but I still did enjoy this match. They had like about 10 minutes out there, it looked like, so it was good, but I still expect a rematch from out of this. They then went to, once again, back to Heath right there, walking around. Who does he run to? And his old buddy Rhino. But Scott D'Amore comes out in and says, like, you guys were making history tonight. But he said that Heath Slater looked great and everything. But Scott D'Amore said, yes, you told yourself you're the hottest free agent, right? But you're still a free agent. And, we got social distancing here, so you're not signed under contract. So you can't have really guests, and we still got, we still got that virus going on and whatnot. But Rhino pretty much told him to head home then, because I guess D'Amore told him he had to get out of here. But Rhino said, just head home, show up on Tuesday, and we'll figure something out, okay? And Rhino told, he'd say hello to the kids for me, all right? So I kind of figured we were going to have Rhino and Heath back as a team again. I know they were a team on SmackDown. It was actually pretty funny half the time and whatnot, okay? Sometimes it was funny with them as a tag team. And I remember they were the tag team champions like I said, a few years ago when Slater got himself that over and everything. We got himself over, and him and Rhino won the tag belts, even though they didn't hold it that long. And it was very enjoyable, and then they didn't know what to do with him right after that in WWE. But seeing Slater and Rhino back together, it could work again, possibly. I don't know. But I figured it was going to happen since Rhino's here. I bet they're going to put Heath Slater back with him, and that's kind of what we got from this. But next, though, tag team titles on the line. The North versus Ken Shamrock and Sami Callihan. This is a good tag match. The North have been on a roll lately, a very big roll, I should say, ever since they've been the tag team champions, almost holding them over 1 year calendar, it looks like, I believe they said. And this was a good match. I will say that. It was good. The North were the ones that was really killing it in the end. Now, I will say it got a little bit strange throughout this match, because Callihan, I kind of figured he needed the win, but I'm kind of glad he didn't take the pinfall right here, because I don't know, Callahan's been kind of dead, and Shamrock's actually been okay in this, I will say. They really kept Ken Shamrock looking strong, but when he kind of got near the finish of this match, especially when it was like a lot of finishes going on, I remember Callihan, he accidentally hit Ken Shamrock, and they had to stare down for a second then, but they had to stare, like I said, they had to stare down and everything, and basically Josh Alexander tried to come involved, but they ended up taking him down. I remember Ken Shamrock having an ankle lock on Ethan Page, what was it? Josh Alexander having an ankle lock on Callihan then, which they kind of had the ankle locks simultaneously, and both Callihan and Ethan Page start slapping each other then right after. One thing I thought was strange was when, Callihan, he hit the power driver onto Josh Alexander, and you could just see Ken Shamrock he just stands there then. You see him just standing there. Like, just standing to be standing, okay? He just, I don't know, it's like Ken Shamrock, like he got lost in the ending of this match for some reason, because you just see Ethan Page easily just come in and break the pin, and Shamrock was just kind of walking around waiting for something nearly at the end of this whole match, because Callihan, Ethan Page are on the outside, and Page tried to get back, he didn't try to get back in the ring, but if it was Alexander and Callihan, Shamrock ended up hitting a kick, accidentally hitting Callihan in, knocking him outside of the ring. Shamrock pretty much gave Josh Alexander a big belly-to-belly then, like right off the top rope, I should say, too, a super belly-to-belly suplex. But as they both tried to get up, the North ended up coming back. They hit their, Shamrock tried to dive outside of the ring, and he crashed and burned. The North got him back in. They hit the double neutralizer on him. But Callihan tried to make the save, but the North was able to stop him, as they still retain the tag team titles. Then, like I said, the North, they've been on a roll as just a tag team in general in wrestling, and I never really thought they were losing the championship, especially to the makeshift tag team of both Ken Shamrock and Sami Callihan. And it kind of looked like we got near the end that Callihan and Shamrock, they looked like they could not trust each other and were about to fight again. So I never really saw them win the tag team titles in general, okay? But obviously I think their feud is about to continue again. But Ethan Page got on the mic right after and told him to get Shamrock out the ring, and no one to ask about the North's 1 year title reign and whatnot, that the North has took down every division in this company right now. Josh Alexander said about a year ago, we told you the North will rewrite all history, and that's what we're doing right now. The locker room laugh, but that's what fueled the North, and that who's laughing now, that no one can beat us, that they're the greatest tag team in Impact Wrestling history. But next thing you know, the Motor City Machine Guns come out and says, listen, we're impressed. We're impressed by a lot of what you guys do and whatnot, but we disagree about you being the best tag team in history, and so you say you're the greatest, so you don't need to remind people that. But Saban said that the Guns are back, though. And, the North may be the greatest. But how about challenge, they said. They've been talking to someone in the back, and that this Tuesday on Impact on Access TV, North versus the Motor City Machine Guns for the tag team titles, and we'll see who's the greatest, as the Guns theme song pretty much ended off. So that's a match I'm really looking forward to right there this Tuesday. So a good hook, I will say, to at least get people to tune in for Impact to see that tag team match. So that is something I am looking forward to. Okay, that's actually going to be good. So I am looking forward to that match. Gia Miller was back in the back again at the Good Brothers locker room. But next thing, who comes out? Rich Swann, who's still on crutches and who is supposedly hurt right now. And Swann says he's here to support his friend Mac, but he's going to be keeping an eye on that world title match later on tonight. But next thing you know, we got Jordynne Grace versus Deonna Purrazzo for the Knockouts Championship. This was great, okay? Man, this was a great match. Some far could say that one of the best matches of the night, or just the best women's match, but probably just the best match. Some say one of the best matches of the night in general. Okay, this was great. I liked this match. This was really fun to watch. I thought both women worked hard out here. Grace and Purrazzo were just killing it. Okay, and it told a great story out there and everything, and I just liked it a lot. This was good. And I actually kind of figured Deonna Purrazzo was going to go over, just the way they've been booking Deonna Purrazzo lately. They have made her look very, very strong, okay? They've made her look real strong. And most of this match, of course, was Deonna Purrazzo focusing on Jordynne Grace's arm, trying to put in that arm bar in throughout that match, and throughout the match and everything, as Grace tried to get out of it and, stop her from doing that. Of course, Grace using her strength and everything, even hitting, multiple German suplexes and whatnot, even reversing them also, because I remember Deonna hit a German suplex, like it was like a third one, or not third one, but just like another one in general, and Grace pretty much came back with her own then. Purrazzo hitting a big suplex then right after, even got in a 2 count. Jordynne Grace ended up blocking Deonna's submission again, hitting her with a big boot, and then hitting her with a STO into the turnbuckle. Grace ended up hitting her with a big double knee into the turnbuckle then right after, and then a big uppercut then, also running back. She ended up hitting a Vader bomb, but Deonna Purrazzo was able to kick out. She still got out of the whole Grace driver thing, as Grace kept hitting her with multiple elbows. Deonna basically came back with a jackknife cover and still for a 2 count. But Deonna ended up having her in a the butterfly lock submission then, because she tried to go for that armbar again, but she was able, like I said, she was able to double the arms then, pretty much holding one arm down, and like I said, putting it like a butterfly thing. Some say it looked like the rings of Saturn out there, and Jordynne Grace could not be able to tap. She just said she gave up. Like, you hear her verbally say she gave up, and Deonna Purrazzo became the new Knockouts champion. So this was a great match to watch in general, okay? This was fun to watch. Like I said, this is arguably the best match of the night, possibly, if you want to go that far into that. But you will have a fun time watching this match. And I'm sure a lot of people thinking to themselves, like, wow, how did WWE screw this up? Yeah, Deonna Purrazzo is just an enhancement wrestler on NXT, and they really never did anything with her, or probably just jobbed to mostly everybody. Even if they probably brought up the main roster, was just a job, did nothing over there in NXT for over a year, but it's crazy how we just bring her into Impact, and then under a month or two, they have built her up to look like a star right now, okay? So WWE really dropped the ball in letting Deonna Purrazzo go, okay? Because, listen, the girl wasn't really doing nothing in WWE already, but I think she is proven to be taken seriously here, okay? I think probably gain a lot of fans from tonight or something, but or just gain a lot of respect in general. But WWE, I believe they really did drop the ball in letting Purrazzo go. So Impact has just done a great job into building her up, and I'm not surprised that she won the Knockouts champion. So, like I said, they've been booking her strong and putting the belt on her now. That's also, like I said, that's also an added thing to this. So, like I said, very enjoyable match. I like this a lot. Go check it out. But right after that, they did promote Bound for Glory, which is going to happen Saturday, October 24th. I don't know if we will, get in front of a crowd or whatnot, which I highly do not see happening. But all I know is that Bound for Glory is on October the 24th. That's all I guess we need to know right now until further notice. But we did get into the main event. Yes, the main event in general, which a match that has been changed a lot in the past few weeks. Well, only changed one time, but we did get, of course, the entrances. Ace Austin, who had Madman Fulton with him, Eddie Edwards, Trey Miguel, and who was going to be the fourth person into this? It was Rich Swann, who was the surprise person, which I saw a lot of reactions on Twitter, which some either thought it was a letdown or just kind of laughed it off, saying, oh, it's Rich Swann, almost like who gives a shit in a way, which the guy was hurt for a very long time until he actually, until he came back again and whatnot, but, like I said, Swann was gone since, January, February, I believe. I think it was he was gone since that whole Hard to Kill pay-per-view before that even happened. I remember he was supposed to be in that tag match with the Mac, but he got hurt. So yeah, they had Swann. Like I said, Swann hasn't been here in a long time, so him being put in this match was very surprising. I kind of figured he was going to be back one way or another, since he said he was going to be keeping his eye on that world title tonight, but Swann being back, I'm not mad at, and I think people thought it was just gonna end right there, but we did get one more person into this, and we got Eric Young. Eric Young was in, he got on the microphone that it's a world-class surprise in the ring right now, and, he said he's won the title at Slammiversary before, and he's going to win it again, okay? But yes, Eric Young, I'm glad we didn't get Super Eric. I'm very glad about that. So I guess we got the world-class maniac back of Eric Young. So this 5-way, yes, it's kind of crazy. It's actually being back to a 5-way again, and it's an elimination match. Of course, everybody is just brawling all over the place at one point. In the beginning of this match, Madman Fulton got involved, and I know he chokeslammed Eddie Edwards into the apron, but the referee told him he had to go. So, Fulton tried to stay, but Ace told him, you gotta go, or he's gonna DQ me. So, yeah, Fulton was gone in right after. Sorry about that, but, yeah, Fulton was gone right after. But throughout this match, though, I know Trey right there was pretty much taking a lot of control in this match. Basically taking out everybody at one point, and, like I said, several kicks. One thing I did like was when, I think Trey, he ended up going across the ropes, and I think he took Eddie and threw him into the ropes, and as Trey was headed almost to the outside of the ring, this dude slid on his knees and then jumped out of the ring and gave Rich Swann, I'm not sure if this was a Code Red or a Canadian Destroyer, and listen, I've seen too many Canadian Destroyers, but I thought this was one of the coolest moves out of the entire night, when he slid, just slid going towards the outside of the ring and didn't jump, and then hit almost like a Canadian Destroyer out there. That looked cool as hell, okay? I know everybody does Canadian Destroyer, almost like a basic move nowadays or whatnot, but that was actually pretty cool to watch, okay? That was real good. But, Trey basically got back in then. and whatnot. And Ace, what was it, Ace? Ace tried to check Trey, but Eddie ended up taking him down with a tiger driver on him. Trey broke it up with a double knee thing, which I guess is an elimination match, but Trey ended up getting eliminated by Eric Young with a pile driver then, so he was going first throughout this match, which I kind of figured anyways, because, listen, I like Trey Miguel, but he should have not been in a world title match. He's definitely not ready yet, okay? They still need to give that some time, so I don't think he really needed to be in the match in general, especially for the world title. Like I said, he didn't have a bad showing, but never believed he was going to win. Eric Young then basically started just taking everybody out, throwing them all over the place. I know he was bleeding at one point from his head and whatnot, but right after that, Swan tried to attack him, but like I said, Eric Young took him down, and he was about to hit him with a pile driver, and this is what you got? This is all you really got right here, it looked like? That's all you got, huh? Because one thing I felt to take from this match was when I think Ace and Eddie Edwards were on the top rope, and I guess, one was standing from across each other. Eric Young hits a big power bomb on Swan, throwing him into both Eddie Edwards and Ace Austin, knocking him to the outside onto a table then. And like I said before, Eric Young was setting up for the power driver, but Rich Swann ended up dodging the power driver with a counter pin for the win right after. Eric Young looked very surprised then by all of this, and he started just beating the hell out of Rich Swann's leg, stepping on it, pulling a chair in, stepping on it, just beating the hell out of his leg, just destroying it and just slamming the chair into his ankle several times as Swann just yelled in pain for almost several minutes then, as Eric Young just beat the hell out of his leg, just destroying it basically. Like I said, we got the world-class maniac Eric Young back, so Swann just yelling in pain about his leg or whatnot, tried to continue this match. Ace Austin took advantage then, basically hitting Ace basically hitting him with the fold for the win, so Rich Swann was gone next from this match then, folks. So yes, he was gone right after. And then we got to the final two, okay? We finally got to Ace Austin and Eddie Edwards, which was the final two in this match and everything. Now, trust me, you'll know my pick in a second is to win this match, but into this match, like I said, both guys going back with back and forth punches and everything. We already know what their feud has been before and everything and whatnot. Saying the same words over and over, but Ace ended up hitting Eddie Edwards with the fold, I believe. Yeah, he hit the fold first on him, but Eddie kicked out. Eddie hitting the Boston Knee Party, still kicked out. Ace kicked out of that one. And like I said, when Ace got the fold and everything, he was trying to figure out what to do. He went for some move on the top rope, I remember. I don't know what he did. It was like a corkscrew. He landed on his feet, but then Eddie ended up hitting him with another Boston Knee Party, and he still didn't go for the pin yet. He ended up hitting Ace with a Die Hard Flosion, or the Emerald Flosion, for the win. So now Eddie Edwards is the new world champion right now. So as Eddie won, Madman Fulton came in and attacked him right after. He started beating up Eddie Edwards, basically almost helping Ace Austin up. Helping Ace Austin up also. A lot of A's in that word. And, as they got up, beating up Eddie, the Good Brothers music played then. Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, they still said they were going to be here tonight at Slammiversary, folks. And as they came down to the ring, they stared at Ace and Fulton. Ace tried to say, all right, let's get Eddie. Come on, man. We run shit around here. Y'all get y'all shot. Y'all want to prove what y'all got to do? Do it. Ace ended up shaking Carl Anderson's hand. Carl Anderson pulled him in, hit him with the gun stun right after. They start going after Fulton. Eddie hit a clothesline on Fulton to get him out to the outside of the ring. The Good Brothers then hit Ace with a Magic Killer right after that then, and they celebrated with Eddie Edwards and gave, some beers on winning the world title. But then there was one more thing before this show went off the air. We got EC3, like the numbers 3 in chalk, and EC3 had a hood on. And I guess he was the guy that we've been seeing in the past few weeks with those whiskey glasses sitting in a hood, pulled his hood off, and yes, we got EC3 back, folks. So, and he threw the glass at the 3 right there. So, yes, EC3 is back in Impact, folks. So, that was the last thing on this show before they went off the air tonight. Okay, so EC3 is back in the fold. Overall, in the main event, I enjoyed it, okay? Now, there were a lot of changes into this, yes, but I think they did make this work. Now, I'm sure people thought Eric Young was probably going to be the one to win the world title, but I didn't think that, because if I know from TNA's past history is that every time they've always brought in some surprise person or a former person, like it's usually a former WWE guy or whatnot, or anywhere they immediately put the world title or something on them, but that was not the case. And I guess they want to keep the feud now with Rich Swann and Rich Swann and Eric Young now, since Eric Young beat the living hell out of his leg out there with this whole World Class Maniac thing. I guess he's going back on to. Trey should have never been in this match in general. I just still don't think it was his time yet, so that's why he was out first. Ace Austin was my pick to win this entire match, but I'm not mad with Eddie Edwards winning. It's not who I wanted to win, but like I said, Eddie Edwards is great in the ring. Don't get me wrong. I never said he wasn't great. I'm just sick of his new gimmick now and everything. Before, I called the guy very bland and whatnot in the past until he got his new crazy gimmick, which I actually thought it gave him some personality and a better his character, but now it just kind of comes off a little bit goofy, and I need to see American Wolf Eddie Edwards back or something, like the first time when he won the world title years ago, and that was actually somewhat working in a way when he had the world title on him. But crazy Eddie Edwards, I don't know, man. I need to see him go back to regular Eddie. I still thought he put on a great match, though. Him and Ace did really good in the ending to this, and it was very enjoyable. Like I said, Ace, I wanted him to win. That was my pick to win this whole match, but it didn't end up not happening. I still think that's going to happen sooner or later with him winning the world title. I guess it just wasn't his time yet. And, now I guess they may be in a feud with the Good Brothers out there between Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. So we did get a lot of surprises tonight on this show. Like I said, it was actually a really good main event. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm not really mad with Eddie being champion. It wasn't my pick to win, but let's see where this actually goes. So Eddie Edwards, I don't even really mind that much. But we did get a lot on this show tonight, I will say that. We had some really good matches on here from the main event. I thought the women's match was probably arguably the best match on the show. The Knockouts title match, not the Gauntlet one. I thought Mac and Chris Bay was a really good match. I was surprised who won though, but still a good match in general. North versus Ken Shamrock and Sami Callihan was actually it was good. It was okay at best. I never saw the North losing or anything, so yeah, the North was gonna win anyways, and I guess they're gonna be going against the Motor City Machine Guns next for the titles this Tuesday on Impact, so watch out for that. I think the Gauntlet match was probably one of the worst things on the show. The opening was really good between the Guns and the Rascals, so I did enjoy that a lot. Also, Moose versus Tommy Dreamer. This probably could have been just put on regular Impact television, and we could have just gone from there. It didn't need to be on pay-per-view. I appreciate Dreamer coming out with the Moose sucks eggs thing like he was Terry Funk back then, but like I said, I could have just saw this match on TV, didn't see pay-per-view, but it actually was not that bad of a match. I will say that. It wasn't even actually that bad. But overall, we did get a lot of debuts and returns tonight. So we got a lot of people in the company right now. You got Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. You got EC3, Eric Young, Motor City Machine Guns, Heath Slater allegedly. So that's like, 5-6 people I probably just named right there. If you're in count a team and add those numbers. But we got, 2 teams and some singles competitors. So I think Impact actually gained some good numbers in, getting people in the company and what right now, okay? So, like I said, you got the Guns, the Good Brothers, Heath Slater, EC3, Eric Young. I think that's all of it I could really think of that was, going to be in all these teasers, who's back in the company now. And like I said, we got Rich Swann back also, but he already works for Impact anyway, so I'm trying to really count him that much as in a return. Well, he is a return, but he wasn't like, these returns we've been talking about for the past few weeks of who's been on the video screen or being teased to come into Slammiversary, okay? But that's basically what we got, though, out of this. And whatnot. But yeah, like I said, Swann was back. Almost was a little track right there. But yeah, Swann was back in this and everything. It's a return also, so I guess he kind of counts too. But yeah, Impact, they gained a lot. Like I said, there were some losses, especially going to this world title match, because who we lost in the past under the month, Tessa Blanchard, Michael Elgin. Like I said, that was my original pick for this whole world title match. Dave Chris was expendable, and Joey Ryan was very expendable. He can basically fuck off. It's so kind of funny. I was talking to my friend earlier about this, why I guess Joey Ryan was fired from the company. I did not know until after I watched Slammiversary. I looked at my phone that Joey Ryan, some clean-shaven Joey Ryan, put out like a whole hour video basically saying he didn't do whatever he did and had evidence, and tried to blame Impact for something. Kind of odd he plays that video or something before Impact comes on with Slammiversary then. So I had heard about that tonight too. But, like I said, glad he's gone. So we don't have to deal with any dick flipping bullshit and whatnot. But like I said, there was a lot to gain from this show. I thought Slammiversary was a very good pay-per-view. I thought it was. I don't know how much it cost to buy it. I'm not doing that shit. But I thought this was... It was something to watch. I'm sure people are already going to say right now this is going to be better than Extreme Rules tomorrow night, which honestly that could be true for all I know. But like I said, we actually got a lot of good things from this pay-per-view. A couple good, bad, but like I said, we got a lot of debuts, we got a lot of returns, some really good matches. So I thought Impact put on a very good pay-per-view tonight for Slammiversary, and I'm seeing a lot of positive feedback to what I've seen on the internet tonight, mostly through Twitter, but seeing a lot of positive feedback. So I recommend anybody to come back and look at this show for Slammiversary tonight. So, like I said, very, very good pay-per-view. Very enjoyable. A lot of surprises. I wasn't sure how they were all going to go leading up into this. So, I'm glad the payoff to this pay-per-view turned out really good, because I was really worried about the build throughout several weeks in this and how many changes were coming in to if either people were released or it just wasn't really that good. But obviously I believe they made this work, and they gained some really big signings too. So they really did do a good job on teasing who was going to be coming into the company and whatnot, since they've been doing that for the past over a month or two now, and they've done a really great job at that. It was cool to hear Don Callis back on commentary also. So yeah, that's my review of Slammiversary 2020, folks. I am done with this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Go watch Slammiversary if you have not watched it yet. Very good pay-per-view. So yeah, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. I will be back tomorrow night for an Extreme Rules review, so watch out for that. And check out any other video that is online right now, or review, audio or video. Check out both if you got to, and my SmackDown review from last night also. But other than that, that's my Impact review. We will be back for another review on Tuesday, the post show to Slammiversary. So we'll see what happens in the fallout of everything. Okay, so yeah, really, really fun night tonight, really enjoyable, and we'll see you tomorrow night. But other than that, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. It's me, the HOOD, coming here with the news and reviews. You know I am. You know what I do, the show, and I go. I hope you enjoyed the 16th anniversary of to this pay-per-view of Slammiversary. So yeah, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.